Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Jonathan, and welcome back to Money Talks, where we want to meet you where you are financially and offer you financial information that will help you stick to your budget, manage to pay off your debt, and begin to save on your path to building wealth. If this is your first time joining me here on the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Today I'm going to share with you the Fidelity index funds that I think are the best. And one of the reasons why I want to do this is in some of my previous videos, I kind of spoke about if you're at the beginning of investing or if you're just starting out or trying to navigate investing, where should you go? So I figure I'll share some of the index funds that I enjoy at Fidelity to help give you some perspective. The other thing I want to mention before getting into the video is I'm not a financial advisor, so if you need specific investment advice, please consult a financial advisor. Sit down so that you can get your specific questions addressed for your scenario. Again, this is information that I pulled off the internet, and again, these funds are funds that I invest in or I particularly like from Fidelity. So let's get right into it. The first fund I would suggest that you look at is FSRNX. And that is Fidelity's Real Estate Index Fund. It has, so you might be wondering, what is a real estate index fund? Well, the thing is, it's really another form of real estate investing. It's, in my opinion, the easiest form of real estate investing because you're simply tossing your money in there automatically every month, or you're depositing it yourself every month. But the fact is, you don't necessarily have to do the legwork of going to find a property, doing appraisals, maintenance on a property, renters. But on the other side of things, you're not getting that monthly rent payment. So there are pros and cons to each. But I will say, if you're beginning or have an interest in real estate investing, this is one of the easiest ways that you can begin feeling that passion for yourself. This fund charges you a 0.07 expense ratio, and that's very low for just anywhere in the market. But index funds is, as I told you, they're only trying to keep pace with the market, and that's one of the benefits of index funds is their expense ratio is very low. The other reason why I picked this fund is the holdings in the fund. So I always look at who's majority in this fund, in a particular index fund, and do I have confidence that this company will do well? So if there's a downturn, will they come back? And so in this fund, you have extra space storage, you have public space storage, and for me, ESSEX, I'm very familiar with these companies. So I have confidence putting my money in this fund for the reason that, hey, I know there's going to be some risk involved, but I have confidence in this process and I'm willing to go long term with these people and weather the storm with them. So that's a good indication for this real estate index fund. The other thing about this index fund is, of course, the return. The return is about 6.28%, which is very low because it is real estate. Real estate doesn't rise as quickly as stocks, and that's something you have to take in consideration. But in comparison to real estate that you may find out in the marketplace, well, most people expect about a 1 to 2% real estate return. You can get better, but oftentimes that's just kind of your rule of thumb. So on $100,000, you may get $1,000 or $2,000, and then maybe get some rent for rent on that real estate investment. But if you were investing in this fund and you had $100,000, you would have made $6,000. So you don't have as much wear and tear. You don't have the cash on hand. But again, this is a very, very simple way for you to not only get into real estate investing, but do it from a more strategic approach and diversified, because there are a lot of companies involved in that particular fund. The second fund I would introduce to you is the Fidelity International Fund. So that's FSPSX. Now, before I keep going, understand that in the description below, you'll have all these ticker symbols and kind of the companies listed that I moved from the website just so that you have it in one place so that you can see what I'm talking about. But this international fund, again, works the same way, except it's an international fund for that matter. The expense ratio on it is 0.03%, and the return on it, the rate of return most recently is 3 and some change, 3% rate of return. And that's a little bit lower, but again, it's international. When you think about an international index fund, this is more for diversification for your portfolio. So you don't typically invest heavily in the index fund. You actually use it to kind of take on a little bit of the risk of your portfolio once you built up a certain dollar amount. And again, that's where a financial advisor kind of helps guide you through this process to give you indications of when you need to add that piece to your puzzle. But nevertheless, it's a good index fund. And the companies that I identified with it was Toyota, Nestle, HSBC. I'm very comfortable with all those companies when I research if I'm going to invest my money and have confidence coming back. The next two funds are really good if you're really starting to invest, but even for the long term. But if you only have $100 or you're just starting to get your brokerage account or Roth IRA open, these are typically the funds that most people and most information that you'll see here on YouTube or on the internet will direct you to. And the first one is the S&P, Fidelity's S&P 500 fund, and that's FXAIX. This S&P 500 fund has your Amazon, your Facebook, Google, Berkshire Hathaway, Microsoft, JP Morgan Chase. Those are the principal companies in this fund that hold about 25% of the share. The S&P 500 fund basically means there are 500 companies. It's actually 530 in this particular fund. It has an 11% return over the lifetime of it, and it charges you 0.01%. The reason why I like this fund at Fidelity is it outperformed Vanguard and Charles Schwab. That was one of the things that kind of raised my own eyebrow of why I went to Fidelity, because I noticed that though their funds are similar, Fidelity's was outperforming. And when you're investing, you're trying to get the best rate of return. But even though there is no guarantee in the future, but you kind of go with the information that's put in front of you. The other reason is the accounts at Fidelity have no minimums for you to really start to invest. But that's information for another video. This S&P 500 fund, again, is the very core of your stock market, and it's a great beginner fund to get yourself invested into. Again, you can relate to the companies, you're familiar with the companies. I'm pretty sure if you're listening or watching this video now, you use Facebook, you use Google, you may have heard JP Morgan Chase Bank. So those should be familiar for you. And then the last fund is the Total Stock Market Index Fund, FSKAX. This is fund, it has the same kind of components, largely like the S&P 500 fund, the Facebook, the Google, JP Morgan, just as I previously mentioned. But this fund mirrors the total stock market. It actually has 3,400 different stocks in this fund. And so that's very, very good for you to have great diversification. You can go with either one, whichever one is your choice. But again, this is a great beginner fund. This is what the S&P 500 and the Total Stock Market Fund, those are the funds I primarily use for myself. And then those other funds I have just on bay for as I grow my portfolio and as I get older specifically, that's when I'll add those in. But I'm very, very comfortable with having just those two funds and nothing else. I hope this information is helpful for you to understand what funds that I kind of enjoy from Fidelity. And if you get a moment, go ahead and let me know in the comments what funds that you like, or does my list surprise you at all? If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.